Chapter 9. Kingdom of Acedia. A lone transport pulls up to an old farmhouse, and a man dressed in a suit steps out. He looks around, finding little in the way of technology, and wonders how anyone could survive. As quiet as it is, he expects someone should have heard him coming. He walks to the farmhouse and knocks on the door. An old man opens the door and asks sharply, "Yeah, what do you want?" The other man takes a step back and responds, "Mr. Williams, I'm Jacqueline with the school system. I'm here to talk about Isaac." "And?" "Well, since he turned 16, he hasn't been back to school." "And?" "Sir, I understand it may be legal to drop out, but the child's future depends on it." "Why?" "All we need is right here. All he needs to know is how to grow food. We feed the planet, mind you. But sir, there are advancements all the time. Your son is still young. Many opportunities. For what? To leave here? Haven't you heard? The rest of the empire is on the verge of war. We keep to ourselves. You suits want to advance our world. But doing that only makes us a target. Every time you bring us something new, it makes life more difficult. No, it's not worth the evil it brings." Then he closes the door. "Sir?" Jack walks back to his car and turns around. "Someday, the rest of the universe will turn up at your doorstep. Whether you like it or not, do your son a favor and make sure he is ready." A loud clap of thunder fills the sky. Jack looks up to see a smoke trail. It is a ship dropping in from space at high speed. Aboard it is Jeremy Forrest, the pilot, and several security guards. "Can we go any faster?" asks Jeremy, trying to read some documents. "This is what we call a fast descent, sir. It gives me a thrill every time," responds the pilot. "I can't even keep my hands steady. My vision will be blurry for a week. Please patch me a link to Terra Prime. I need to talk to General Travis Parker." A few moments pass, and the general's face shows up. "General, I've been looking over the latest information. Is this true? Pirate activity has gone to nothing in the last few days?" "I guess given Meeran's military movements have them spooked. They did avoid the area for a while," responds the general. "But that was a couple of weeks ago. Why didn't they stop then?" "They don't suspect something is up. They know it. I hope you got those defense satellites working." "Up, running, and they check out. We're missing a few, but that was expected. These sons of bitches will knock them out. Even then, I've been able to pull a few frontier ships off patrol duty and back to Terra Prime. I don't think we're a worthy target anymore." "That may be, but with Bianca touring the Empire, I'm still worried we're missing something." "Did you find out what she was up to?" "The usual. Chaos, destruction, and mayhem. She had a meeting with the human government but didn't persuade them. Also, there was an incident with a traitor. They had business together, and she blew up his ship." The general's eyes went wide. "I shouldn't bring her home to dinner. I think there's something more involved with that ship than we know." "Agreed. I'm still waiting on the information from the black box." "Well, keep me up to date." "Will do, General. Out." The screen goes blank. The shuttle quickly decelerates and touches down with a clunk. "Well, I didn't need breakfast anyway. What's your name, pilot?" "Latir Spickner, but my friends call me Spike. How'd you like riding the dragon?" "Awesome, Spike. Remind me never to ride with you again." He looks out the window. "We're at the spaceport, but no one's home." They open the hatch and walk down the ramp. Eventually, some people do walk by, but no one pays attention. Now I know why they call this the Kingdom of Fear. His security guards form a perimeter around him as they walk down the street. Jeremy is watching a 3D map as they are guided to their destination. As they walk, most pedestrians show no care. Others look on with disgust. They are not welcome on Acedia. When they get to the top of a hill, they spot a Meeran military ship. "Look, sir," said one of the guards. "Looks like we're here," Jeremy responded, pointing to the next building. "This is it." The guards go in first and lead him to a large room with a single lit area, like a spotlight on the floor. In this area stood Jacob. Jeremy's stomach knotted up, but Jacob spoke first. "Welcome, brother." He smiled with jubilation and embraced Jeremy. "I trust your journey was uneventful." Jeremy smiled and returned the embrace with a prolonged handshake. Yes, it was fine. Come, sit. Jacob pointed at two chairs just out of the sun's halo. How about a drink? Sure. He sat down. I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were dead. Mom and Dad tried to find you or your body for years. I have to admit, after seeing the rocket hit your ship, I thought all of you were dead. How are Mom and Dad? Mom's fine, still kicking. Not sure how to tell her you're still alive. Dad died 5 years ago in an accident. Jacob looked down. Well, at least there's Mom. And a sister, Lilith. She heard so much about you. Jeremy took a drink and put it down. It's time to come home, brother. I've gone too far for that. Jacob looked down. Everything's already arranged, full immunity. Just come home. The shadowed voice spoke to Jacob. He's trying to distract you from your purpose. He wants you to walk away from everything. And live on the reservation? Jacob responded sharply. There was a minute of awkward silence until Jacob spoke up. Why did the Chancellor sell warships to the pirate clans? Jeremy was shocked. I know of no such sale. It would never happen. The pirates have organized. They no longer attack Terran shipments, only mine. He swallowed the rest of his drink. Just hours ago, one of my supply convoys was attacked with new Zek-class warships. My kingdom builds much of its weaponry. They won't be a problem much longer. I assure you, I know of no such plan. This is some sort of elaborate ruse. Your Chancellor is playing a very dangerous game. He risks provoking an all-out civil war. Is that what you seek, justification? Jeremy asked sharply. I seek justice and freedom for our people, don't you? At what cost? For freedom, any man would sacrifice his own life. Our people are being held prisoner. Why are you so willing to side against me? Are you so sure about that? And is freedom truly your only motivation? Jeremy stood, sensing that his welcome would soon be worn thin. Every step you made seems designed for confrontation with Terra Prime. Your sister is not very good at keeping a low profile. You've met her? Jacob also stood but smiled. She is full of life and fun. He stepped closer to Jeremy to whisper, if you cross her, the consequences would be unbearable. Jeremy smiled and stepped back. At least you grew up in a good family. This was when Jacob almost lost his temper, as if a traumatic memory flashed before him. But he quickly regained his composure. Yes. He straightened his uniform. I cannot go with you, but I offer the same to you. Come with me, and I promise freedom to humans everywhere. Freedom to travel and live where they please. To be equal partners in the Empire. Many humans have already joined me. He will not go with you, said the shadow. He is under their spell. Under your dictatorship. My quest for power is benevolent. I only seek it for the betterment of all. History has shown what happens to democracies. In democracy, there's freedom. For the humans? In democracy, the majority rules. The minority is always suppressed. It's like two Anbarans and a single Sabri voting on what's for dinner. I cannot stay here to debate you, nor can I join you. The price is too great. Turn your forces back. Allow the Adlet to return to their land. There is still time. Sigh. You must either conquer and rule, or serve and lose, suffer or triumph, be the anvil or the hammer. For the sake of my people, I cannot. I cannot allow the Adlet to return and bring back our children's nightmares. I cannot allow them to launch rockets over our heads night after night. I could not let them raise a horde army so they can wipe me out of existence. Then God forgive us. Jeremy turned and started to walk out. Jeremy. Jeremy stopped without turning, waiting to hear what Jacob had to say. If they make me kill you, I won't allow a single one of them to live. Jeremy turned and responded, if I have to kill you, it would bring me great sorrow. Do me a favor, don't tell Mom. Jacob put his hands behind his back and looked Jeremy in the eyes. Jacob is dead. Jeremy buckles back into the dropship and reflects on the events that just transpired. Spike noticed that Jeremy didn't say a word. He knew it didn't go well. He started the engines and prepared the ship for takeoff. But his curiosity got the better of him, and he had to ask, "Doesn't look like things went very well?" Jeremy laid his head back and said, "I'm a pawn being played between two madmen who hate each other enough to destroy an empire. Our civilization cannot be conquered from the outside until it has been destroyed from the inside." Reciting a quote he remembered, he regained his composure. "Get me the general. I have to warn him war is coming." Jacob also returns to his ship, sits in his captain's chair, and becomes lost in his thoughts. Without moving, he makes his order. "I want Bianca." In moments, Bianca shows up on the screen. "Are you ready, my love?" "Ready and waiting for your orders," she responds, eager and excited. "Proceed as planned. Remember, I don't want any civilians harmed." He turned his attention to Carlos Randall and his viceroy sitting in the background. "General Randall, I've read your book and was very impressed. Now impress me with your actions." Carlos nodded. "We'll have the cathedral secure before you arrive.